You were inside and outside. Did the light bulb go on a Tuesday morning for you? I mean, you have seen both sides of the street here. Please briefly tell us, what is the emotional reality of this kind of experience that you've had? And the personal one.
Go ahead. When I first held this piece of paper in my hand that had been sent to the president, top secret, sensitive, president's eyes only, and I reproduced that because it's a very simple diagram in this article I keep mentioning on Ellsberg.net. When I first saw this piece of paper, it said that the Joint Chiefs of Staff contemplated killing, in Russia and China alone, 325 million people, and another 300 million from collateral damage elsewhere in the world, 600 million altogether. I thought it was the most evil plan, preparation that I could ever imagine, and that these preparations should not exist, this paper should not exist as an element of anyone's consciousness, that this should have happened, if at all, only inadvertently without anybody realizing what they were doing. But the idea that they understood that this would be the effect, and nevertheless were building more and more and more, was appalling. Now, at that point, by the way, I was as against nuclear weapons then in the government as now, although I still thought I was at that time involved in deterring Soviet attack, not knowing that in that year of 1961, the Russians did not have, as it turned out, the 1,000 warheads that General Power of the Strategic Air Command estimated they had, but four ICBMs at Plesetsk. So the problem of deterring them was not exactly what I had feared or thought that it was. We were on the wrong problem. I would say, looking back, my attitude on that has never changed. My attitudes on Vietnam and other matters, of course, changed a lot in the course of the years, but not on nuclear weapons. Now, at that time, I thought nothing could be more important for me in this than to help McNamara and Kennedy, who I felt, and I think rightly felt, abhorred nuclear weapons and the idea of first use as much as I did. And that, helping them from inside was surely the best thing they could do. And that was reasonable, but wrong. It was as wrong as, say, General Powers thinking that the best thing he could do, the best thing he could do to avert a war on Iraq was to help the president answer Wolfowitz and so forth inside, while lying to the American public about what the issues really were. What could have been done, I regret very much that I didn't put that piece of paper out then and back it up with the studies that I had. I regret very much that I did not take the drawers full of nuclear estimates and proposals that I had in my safe at that time and put them out. I would certainly have gone to prison, and I would probably still be in prison from that. I regret very much that I did not do that. And what I'm saying right now, that the people who understand the extreme inadequacy of this in terms of the threat of proliferation, the threat of terrorism, which feeds on the proliferation, and the huge stockpiles that we have now, in the face of these enormous threats to human survival, that's what's at stake here, as it is even more acutely than from climatic change. This could happen tomorrow with a false alarm. So in view of those, I'm puzzled by what nobody has, in fact, just taken their safe full of documents, but I didn't do it at the time, so perhaps I shouldn't be so puzzled. But I am saying that I would like to see Congress demand, and they will not do so unless we demand of Congress, that they find out what this stuff is. I'll give one last concrete example. Senator Robert Kerry, for other reasons, is not one of my favorite, he's not a hero of mine, so happened. But
Robert Kerry,
not John Kerry. Robert Kerry asked as a member of the Armed Services Committee, to be briefed on the targeting policy, what I had worked on, the targeting policy of the United States in the SIOP, the Single Integrated Operations Plan. He asked that repeatedly and was never, before he left the Senate, able to get that information. Now what I'm saying is, he needed it, the Senate needs it, we need it, and we need not only what the targets are, but what will be the effects of using these weapons on these targets. And the fact that they exist in the world today, it's never come out in any country. I was hoping that Gorbachev, if he stayed in power, would be the one to have nuclear glasnost, but we need nuclear glasnost right now in this country.
Indeed. Now,